Hello everyone, welcome back to Hey Dad RC, and fresh off the mail truck today we have my litter box duty prize. You didn't catch that on my last video. I mentioned how I was able to get this, but yeah, came in today. It's the Arrma Typhon Grom, and I looked all over the box. I did not see a scale representation listed on this box by Arrma. On the front it just says small scale 4-wheel drive electric race buggy. So without further ado, I'm going to get this box open. We're going to have a look. This is going to be a non-running video. It's Wednesday evening. Maybe if I get lucky, I'll be able to squeeze a run in at some point Thursday or Friday, but I'm looking more towards the weekend, weather permitting. So I hope to get that run out there real quick. But for right now, let's just take a closer look. Okay, so here's the buggy. It comes in two colors. You can choose red or blue. I typically gravitate towards blue. I'm not a huge fan of red, but with that being said, I said for a change, let's go with the red. We'll take a look at this in a minute, show you everything else that you get in the package, as this is a true ready-to-run setup, right down to the batteries needed for the transmitter. First off, you're going to get the Typhon Grom technical pack. If you open this up, it's just a pamphlet that's folded up. It shows you how to change the motor pinion, gear, motor mount chart, and if you open this up, this is your exploded parts diagram, all with part numbers. Always a good thing to keep handy. Standard owner's manual gives you all the basic information to set your car up, how to charge the battery, how to take care of it, all of those things, black and white illustrations in there. This little baggie here, they hook you up with some nice shock spacers to adjust your ride height and tension. Like we mentioned, 4 AA's for the transmitter, which is the Spectrum SLT2. Takes 4 AA's loaded into the bottom. You've got your speed switch up here. You can dial it from 50% throttle max to 75 to 100, steering reverse. And you also have your steering knob and your steering dual rates. Always nice to have the dual rates. Other than that, this is new. I haven't seen this before, but this is their hex wrench, and this is pretty hefty metal. It's actually a nice wrench. That one will be going in the toolbox for sure. And you also get their Spectrum smart charger. Supposed to be a fast charger. Obviously we're going to see how this works when the time comes. So yeah, here is a closer look at the buggy. Like I said, they do not list a particular scale on this. Just looking at this, from what I remember from my WL Toys 1/14th buggy, they seem to be right about the same size. To me, I mean, this would be a large 1/18 scale. I don't have one handy here to pull out, so the way this looks to me, this looks to be 1/14 scale. You've got some nice tread pattern on these tires. Should be pretty good for off-road. There is no foam in them. And one thing I didn't realize, looking at some pictures, I just thought these were like solid dish wheels, and you can tell they're not. Around the edges they're open. Kind of like a spider webbing design in the middle. I'd have preferred just like a solid black plastic, but hey, that's just me, right? Chassis looks nice. Don't just bash, blast. All hex hardware throughout on this car. Adjustability, there really doesn't seem to be any, or there's no different shock mounting positions, so those are fixed. Camber toe as well, all those are fixed. But again, for $139 for a brushed 4-wheel drive buggy, how much adjustability do you really need? For myself personally, this is a car that I'm gonna run for a good long while stock, just the way that it is. What do we know about this car from some of the videos that are out there? We know that it goes 21, 22 miles an hour in stock form on this brushed 380 motor on the supplied 2S pack. For a car this size, at least for my need, that's going to be plenty. This is a car that you know, it's small. I can throw it in the car. I can take it to work with me if I want to go out and bash it around on lunch, just have a nice little rip. this car should fit that bill nicely, and that's my plan with this. Is I'm going to try to get a bunch of runs in on this car completely stock, and then come back to you with a long-term final thoughts type of video to let you know what I think about it. And I hope to get that done sometime during the spring. 4 oil-filled shocks, like we said, in the bag. There are shock spacers in there. They already have some on there, and nice. It's not bottoming out, not bouncing around much. Pretty nice. Plastic feels good, and I'm sure some people are saying, wow, $139, I can go on Amazon and get a car this size. It's probably faster for cheaper. You're right, you can. Part support for a lot of those are out there, but again, with a company like Arrma, I think you also have to take into account the quality of the plastic that they use. I think is a big one, and unless I do something completely boneheaded, this car going 21, 22 miles an hour, I really wouldn't suspect that I'm going to break anything. But hey, we're talking about me, so I very well might. Nice rigid plastic spoiler on the rear. It's a sharp looking body, and the body stops right here, but you see they went for the extra detail. This little piece here, to make it look like the body's kind of sliding underneath, they actually painted that white. I mean, they could have just not put anything there and cheaped out there, and they didn't. They put that nice little touch there. And there is another nice touch. This is a clipless body system. This little tab right here, push that in towards the car, you hear that little click, pull up and out. It mounts. When you go to put this back in, you slide it underneath that shock tower, tucking these sides here into these little spaces here. That's it, your body's on. Easy on, easy off. Feels like a nice solid body. And here is a quick look at the inside of the car. This is the included, it's a nice looking 2-cell hard pack. These are IC2 connectors, and they're actually, the wires for the battery are actually at the moment crimped down into these little holders, so I'm not going to take it out. But it is a 1400 milliamp hour 30C 2S 7.4 LiPo pack. It is a smart battery. Fits nicely in there. I like the Velcro straps. That's just me personally. Now with the Granite Grom, I don't have one of those. Maybe I'll add one to the collection someday. We'll see how I end up feeling about this one. One of the issues I read about those though is the cars had a tendency to overheat. So with the Typhon Grom, they actually added a cooling fan in here. The motor, like I said, 380 brush size motor, but they also put a heat sink on the motor, and now you've got a fan keeping your motor cool as well. So that really is a nice touch. This is a 2-in-1 speed controller and receiver unit by Spectrum. And this car is all metal gears. Even the servo on here is a metal gear servo. I like the way this chassis is laid out. I don't know how well you're going to see it on my crappy camera, but I mean, everything on the bottom of the chassis comes up to this point. You have how it fins upwards here in the back. The body slides down in here, so your body's going to come right up and over here. So that's going to do a good job, I think, keeping a lot of the small pebbles and debris from gaining access to the inside of the chassis. And here, even on both sides in the back, they have slots that are opened up to help keep the airflow going. And I would think between these and adding the fan, they wanted to keep the heat out of this, would be my assumption. Looks like a quality unit to me. Again, is it worth $140? I've kind of, for no particular reason, already have a pretty good feeling about this one. But hey, the proof is in the pudding. There's only one way that I'm going to find that out for sure, and that is to run this car a bunch. Like I said at the outset of this video, I'm probably looking at not being able to get this out to run in the next couple of days. Saturday maybe if I'm lucky. Sunday's a holiday, so I'm going to do my best, weather permitting, to get out there. For some reason, I get out of work early tomorrow or Friday. I might be able to squeeze one in, but rest assured, guys, I'll do my best to get out there as soon as possible, give you the first run of my initial driving thoughts on the all-new Arrma Typhon Grom small-scale brushed buggy. That's going to wrap up this overview, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, as always, for taking some time out of your day to watch my videos. Till next time, everybody stay safe. We'll see you around.